Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Love Channel. Today, I am going to chat with you about a quote. It's quite a long quote by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Elizabeth Barrett Browning is from the 18th century. She was only 55 when she died, but she was an author, a writer, and she wrote a lot of poems and prose. Her father encouraged her to write at a very, very early age. And I know for sure that this particular quote, hi Stacy, how you're feeling today? I'm so happy that you're here with me on YouTube. So Elizabeth Barrett Browning started writing at a very early age, and her father encouraged her. She was born in 1806 and she died in 1861. So she was only like 56 years old when she died. I know. Thank you for coming, sis. And there she is. So she wrote a quote that I know for sure that many of you have heard before. And I brought it up so I can share with you the entire quote. But what we always remember are the first two sentences. How do I love thee? Question mark. How let me count the ways. Full stop. That we know. We know for sure that Elizabeth Barrett Browning wrote this, and she said, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. And it goes on. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach. When feeling out of sight for the ends of being an ideal grace, I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need, right? By the sun and candle night. So she loves. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seem to lose. With my lost saints, I love thee. With the breath and smiles, tears of all my life. And if God chooses, I shall but love thee, be better after death. What a promise. Elizabeth Barrett Browning began writing as a young child and grew up to be an enormously popular poet. Her father encouraged her to write. And he paid to publish her long poems. He paid. The Battle of Marathon when she was only 14. At 20, she married the English poet Robert Browning. Remember him? To whom she dedicated her book, Sonnets from the Portuguese. And that is one of the quotes from Sonnet of the Portuguese. So we know for sure now that Elizabeth Browning wrote this poem, How Do I Love Thee? Question mark. Let me count the ways. And she went on to tell us how she could love him. My most favorite part of all of this woman was born in 1806 and died in 1861, 55 years old. They didn't live long then. But she wrote this, and I like that. How often does a father stand up for his daughter? He paid to publish her long poem, The Battle of Marathon, when she was only 14. She was married at 20 to Robert Browning. We know all about Robert Browning, right? He was also a poet, English. And she dedicated the book Sonnets from Portuguese. And this is where this poem comes in. Now, we know for sure that she wrote that poem because of her love for Robert Browning. And she was smart enough that when she got married, she did not take his name entirely. Elizabeth Barrett Browning in 1806, she stood up and became that kind of woman. So, how do you love yourself? Can you count the ways? How do we love ourselves? Like Elizabeth before us, We can tell in many, many ways how we love someone. As you know, sonnets were written and poems and prose were written. Whole books were written about how we love others. But let me just turn this a bit, go back to the end of this thing, of that wonderful poem she wrote. And she said, smiles and tears of my life, and if God chooses, I shall but love thee better after death. I have issue with that. You cannot love better when you're no longer there. But she said, if God, you see, chose that opportunity for me, I will love you better after I've died. And yet she said, I love thee to the depth and breadth and height that my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. So when you're not there, she loves you so deeply. She loves you from from the depths and side of, we all been there, haven't we? And sometimes I question my friends who are still loving like that. And I say, how can your heart take it? And they look at me and they say, Tessa-Marie, I said, no, I don't think I can do this twice, guys. I don't know I can. This thing is draining. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when I'm feeling out of sight. For the ends of being an ideal grace, I love thee to the level of everyday, most quiet need by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they run from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood faith. I love thee. If a love I seem to lose, with my lost saints, I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of my life. And if God chooses, I will love you better after I die. So she's telling that to her husband, Robert Browning. Elizabeth Barrett Browning kept her maiden name, 1806 to 1861. She started writing as a child. Her father encouraged her and he helped her along the way. That's what parents do. She was 14 when he paid to have her poem published. So today, what I'm saying to you is it, who do you love the way described by Elizabeth Barrett Browning's Browning poem? Who? She loves Robert Browning that way. Who do you love that way? They have streets named after these people, you know that, right? And places. And can you tell me, who do you love that way? Most often, it's somebody else. But today, I am drawing you in. And I'm asking you, on this love day, Thursday, 12:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, when we show up here, how do you love you? How do I love me? Let me count the ways how I love me. Can you count the ways how you love you? And when you do, are you losing your breath? Because if you notice, this poem here had no full stop, no period. It was just going and going. There's one period at the end. The two first short sentences, how do I love the question mark? Let me count the ways. And then there was just a comma, until I shall love thee better after death, if God chooses. How do you love you? How do I love me? And the question we have to ask ourselves, can I count the ways in which I love me? Do I only love me in three ways? How do you love yourself? Can you count the ways that you love you? How you stand up for you? How do you see yourself as worthy, purposefully created to be magnificent and amazing, spectacular? How do you love you? It's so funny. We love others that way. We love others until it takes our breath away. We love others when there is nothing in us but says, keep loving. That's all it says, keep loving. We love others in many, many instances when we are treated really badly. Hit, pushed, shoved, words that are not impeccable, certainly not exquisite, to describe us, because today is the angry day. And then they say, I love you. And then you foolishly say, I know he hits me, he slaps me, he disrespects me, but he loves me. Really? I want you to answer this question. Do you love you? Can you count the ways? How do you love you? How many times do you love you? Count the ways. I love every breath I take. Yeah, but it's deeper than that. Emotionally, how do you love you? Are there 10 ways you love yourself? How do I love you, Robert Browning, my husband, my lover? We do that all the time, especially when that lover is upset at us. When they're not happy with us, that's when we go further to push ourselves to tell them we love them so much. And sometimes we love that lover so much that we hurt ourselves by loving the lover. Elizabeth Browning told us when she asked herself, and she wrote that poem to her husband, Robert Browning, the poet. How do I love you? Love thee, she said. Let me count the ways. 2 sentences. And then she begins, I love you to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach. Man, that's deep. That's certainly deep. I need you to take this, and I need you to take it and love yourself that way. I need each and every one of us to choose to love ourselves that way. Never mind Robert loving she loving Robert that way. I know I'm undressing. I was cold when I came down here today. So, how do I love me? Let me count the ways how I love me. How do you love me? You, the me you. I love myself so much that I will destroy myself to prove to my husband that is battering me, the lover that is cheating on me, how much I love them. I'll hurt myself. I will disrespect myself. I will allow them to disrespect me. Because you see, I love them more than I love me. And we say that so easily. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I want you to tell me how you love you. You. And I don't mean I love me sufficiently to set boundaries. That's what I mean. I love me sufficiently to know that I can stand firmly on my 2 feet and decide I am good enough. I love me that I know for sure I am worthy of being cherished and loved. I love me because I know for sure I can send the message out to the universe, to the energy of the world that, hey, I love me so much that I'm so sure somewhere out there in the universe, there is someone who will love me for exactly the person I am. No, that's love. That's loving. That's believing in self. I love me so much that I can stand and say out loud, I love me, and I know for sure somewhere out there, there is someone who loves me whole and entire. that does not want to change me, like we talked about last week, remember? So she gives us a roadmap for ourselves. She gave us something to help us to decide that we too can love ourselves, not only those we love. And we can love ourselves by the boundaries we set, right? And respect we demand, and what we will tolerate and what we won't tolerate, and how we will show up for ourselves. How will we go out of into the world and advocate for us, for yourself? How we will take time to go see a doctor for ourselves. How we will take time to care for ourselves, to eat properly, not to stand at the sink and gobble food. How do I love thee, body? Let me count the ways. How do I love you when I love me when I chew properly and I swallow purposefully and I savor the taste of the food I eat? How do I love thee? That's showing how you love you. So we need to change Elizabeth Barrett's Browning first two lines, slightly twist them so that we can suit them for ourselves. How do I love me? You say to you, how do I love me? Do I love me sufficiently to say to that person, stop it, I am not going to take this anymore? How do I love me? Am I going to tell that human being that's pushing me around, hey, I love me better and I will not tolerate that? Can we do that? That's how we love. We have to show others how much we love ourselves by setting boundaries. We need to use the quote from Elizabeth Barrett Browning where she said, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love me because I said I do not want you to hurt me anymore. I love you, and I will not tolerate you cheating on me anymore. Somebody on TikTok asked that question this morning. My ex-boyfriend is cheating on me and he still wants to be friends with me. How do I love me? Let me count the ways. I certainly do not love me that I allow you to be my ex, but still expect me to be there for you. I'm better than that. I love me enough to know I'm worthy of better treatment than that. I'm better than that. I love me because I respect me. I love me and I will love me forever. But this woman there taught us that, she loved her husband so much that she said, if God choose, I shall love thee better after I die. What do you think of that? Stacy says, I love me for being the best version of myself. I would never change who I am. My dad always says that if I wrote my story, he would have it published for me. That's what dads do. That's what dads do. They push you. Like her father did. He saw something in her, maybe she didn't realize she had, and he taught her to love herself a little bit better. My scarf and everything is just going away today, so we have to just bring it up again. So when you are sitting there and you're taking the abuse mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and sometimes financially, lovers can destroy your 5 pillars without leaving the room all in one good swipe. A swipe. Yeah. Hey, how do I love me? Let me count the ways. I love me sufficiently to take my time to caress my body in the shower. I love me so much that when I decide to cream my shoulders, it's a lifetime. I love me so much that I take time to dress, to apply my makeup. I love me so much that I eat what is the best for me. Yes, I do. So I tell you, I'll do it as a fun thing. How do I love me? Let me count the ways. And I want you and me to count the ways we love ourselves. The woman said to the lover, her husband, Robert Burns, she was married at 20. She died at 55. Thank God she knew how to love. Her life was not long, but she loved deeply, passionately. She said it in this one. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways, dear Robert. I guess I'm just adding my part to it. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach. Wow, man, that's heavy. When feeling out of sight for the ends of being an ideal grace, I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need by sun and candlelight. You know, when there's sunny and oh, it's and the dusk and or candlelight in a room dim on a cold winter's night. Beautiful. Love can travel through that room. I love thee freely as men strive for right. You know, in those days, people had to strive to get the right to be or to do. I love thee purely as they turn from praise because these famous people that soldiered on in the First World War and all the wars before that, they didn't wait and sit around for the praise and to get the medal. They just turned away and they kept going. That was deep love of country, self, and others. So she used that even in there. She said, I would be like these men. Female that was not respected in those days, had no right to vote or to own property. But she had a brain. And nobody could take that away from her. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use. So she said she loved him as purely as when the soldiers turn from the praise. I love you. We know for sure they're going to do their job and they're going to turn from the praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood faith. Deep. I love thee with a love I seem to lose, with my soul's lost saint. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life. Even when it was bad, she loved him, tears. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death. So today I need to know how we are going to list that. How many ways can we love ourselves? As many ways as Elizabeth Barrett Browning told her husband, Robert Browning, and more. I love thee as I love to have the right to vote. She didn't have the right to vote. But women like her did things that got us the right to vote. I love thee because I could read and write. I love thee. I got the chance to publish at 14. I love thee because I respect me. I am worthy. I am special. I love thee because I have talent. I can write. I love thee so much. And it's not someone outside of us. Man or woman, it's time we claim the ability to love ourselves with absolutely no strings attached. We have to love ourselves that way. We can choose to love someone else that way. But before we do that, we have to know what we love about us and how many times and how many ways we love ourselves. And can you stand in the mirror, practice we have on the morning blessings, and say, I love you. I love you whole and entire. I love everything about you. I love you and it makes my heart bumpity, bumpity, bump. I love you and the shivers run down my spine. when I take the time to caress me, when I take the time to hug me, self hug me, when I take the time to be amazing for me, I love me. When I feel the passion of the love that I have for myself running through my veins, I love me. So, what do you think about that? Exactly. I am worthy, Stacey said. I love being the best version of myself. I never change who I am. Neither would I. So, this is what I bring for you guys on the Love Channel, which is just part of the 5 pillars of prosperity. But we have to love ourselves. But if we do not love ourselves, then who are we? And it's no point you tell me, I love you, Tessa-Marie, and I'm looking at you and thinking, is that the best you can do with you? If you love you sufficiently, why do you want to love me and you're not practicing love of self? You're letting others hurt you. You're being abused. And abuse is not only physical, mental, it's emotional, financial, even spiritual. They tell you, somebody said the other day, they told her, because you are a Christian, you should take like, I can say anything to you and you just turn the other cheek. And I said, my goodness, you wouldn't have any cheek left. None of us would. There'd be holes where the cheeks were supposed to be. But we love ourselves so much that we stand up, we plant our flag, and we claim our boundary. That's what we do because we love ourselves. And there's so many ways we love ourselves. And these are the things we do. So, guys, thank you so much for dropping by today and share this video so others who do not quite understand the love of self is the first stage of living a fulfilled life. Emotional love of self is amazing. We always practice physical love of self. We do that. Our body and how we look, and we can count it. I love myself physically. And if I ask you, do you love yourself emotionally? You might look at me and say, no, well, how do I do that? How do I love thee? Elizabeth Barrett Brown said to her husband, let me count the ways. I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need by the sun and the candlelight. That's what she said. That wasn't physical. That was vibrational, in the moment, emotional. That's what she saw. And she said she would love him even when she's dead if God allows her to love him. The thing is, he does. We can love as long as the spirit thrives, we love. But take some time and make it work for you. Love yourself. Have an amazing and wonderful day. Thank you, Stacy, and all of you wonderful people who dropped by. I appreciate you. I'm happy and grateful that you spent some time with me today. And I'll see you tomorrow morning on the morning blessings and Saturday on the financial talks during turbulent times and Sunday self-care show. My, are we busy? Part of that busyness is to express to you how much we love you and how much we want you to love you. And really, it's teaching what we learn. It's teaching to love me. I love me. I knew my parents adored and loved me and all of that. But I realized I was worthy too, especially when my dad told me, you're worthy. Nobody's better than you. And you're no better than anybody. You are worthy. So love yourself today. Have a great day. Thank you, Stacy, lovely Stacy, and all the other wonderful people. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care and have an absolutely amazing rest of the day. Bye-bye.